Hi, my name is Courtnie Gore. I'm an attorney here at Z Family Law.
And I'm Amanda Townsend. I'm an attorney here at Z Family Law as well.
And we are here, of course, to talk about a really important subject. We're celebrating Dog Days of Summer here at Z Family Law, and what that means is we're raising money and supporting the Montgomery County Humane Society. And in celebration of that, we're going to be talking about different topics when it comes to your pets. One of the topics we want to talk about is that of pets and domestic violence. And so, Amanda, can you tell us what exactly is domestic violence?
Yeah, so domestic violence outside the law can be a whole host of things. I encourage whoever's watching to explore what we call the power and control wheel. And on that wheel, there's a whole host of different things. Of course, there's physical striking, which is what most people think of when they think of domestic violence. But it can be more than that. It can be intimidation. It can be isolation. Is your partner removing you from friends and family and keeping you from people you trust and love? It can be financial autonomy, keeping hold of your financial situation. So according to the law, it's a little bit more specific though. So according to the law, there are several forms of abuse. First, it is the act that causes serious bodily harm, the threat of causing serious bodily harm, stalking, assault in any degree, rape or sexual assault, and false imprisonment. So how do dogs get wrapped up into this, or pets in general? Your harm or threat of harm to your pet can also be seen as a form of abuse. And in fact, according to studies, if there is the actual harming of a dog, there are higher chances of harm befalling the significant other. So if this is something that is happening in your life or potentially happening to a friend of yours, it should send up red flags, and you should consider getting what we call a protective order. Courtnie, can you tell us a little bit more about protective orders here in Maryland?
Of course. So protective orders are essentially orders. The word is within the word, but they're mandates ordered by the court, and they're protections set forth by the court for a victim against their abuser or against the perpetrator. And so the protective order process starts, of course, by filing a petition with the court. And in that petition, you're asking the court to protect you, listing the facts that surround the abuse. And then the court will grant or deny that, but they'll give you time to have these protections so that there can be a final hearing. And so the final hearing, the protective order will either be granted or denied, but if it's granted, it lists a list of mandates by which the perpetrator or the abuser can or cannot reach the abused. So they can't come, for example, they may not be able to come to your residence. They may not be able to be within a certain amount of distance between you, but it can also include information and mandates surrounding your pet, which is why it's really, really important here in this topic. A protective order can include the use and possession. Unfortunately, courts do see our beautiful pets as property. And so in that final protective order, a court can determine who has use and possession and what type of use and possession each party has when it comes to your pet. And so in your protective order, you feel like there is abuse, you're seeking this protection from the court. It's also important to include a plan and mandates for your pet. And so, Amanda, with that, what do you do if you're not ready to pursue a protective order today, but what you want to do is you want to keep your pet in your possession?
So there's a lot of things you can do, and it starts when you adopt your pet. If you are adopting a pet with a significant other, or a family member or a friend is adopting a pet with a significant other, encourage them and yourself to make a plan with that other person. Ask yourselves, who is this dog going to go with if there was a breakup, if there was an emergency? Who's going to be the one to take the use and possession of that dog? Have it in writing, that conversation, text message, email. Maybe just write it down and have both parties acknowledge it. Just something simple and easy, keep it aside and put it aside for maybe when you need it. If you've already adopted your pet and you need help now or need to do something now, There's birth certificates, pet birth certificates you can do. Make sure your name is on that pet birth certificate. You can also ensure that your name is on all of the vet records and you're the one taking the dog to the vet. That can show that this is your property and that you are the sole and separate owner of this property. There are other ways. If your state has a pet registry, make sure you're the one listed there as well. So, Courtnie, in that same vein, if you're not ready to pursue a protective order yet, and you can't quite keep the dog in your possession because maybe there's an emergency and you need to leave quickly, what can you do to protect your pet?
And so again, we here at Z Family Law love our pets. We don't see them as property, but you do have to plan them as if, or a lot for a plan that sees them as property, because that's how the courts will plan them. And so make a plan, like Amanda said. Talk to your friends and family about what happens if there's an emergency between you and your partner, or you and that family member who might be the person who's alleged of abuse. What is your plan in case of emergency, in case you cannot take your pet with you? Be sure that you plan ahead for those things and coordinate with your community to make sure that you're ready. We at Z Family Law have helped so many people who have needed protective orders. We've also helped those who have been on the receiving end of a protective order, those who have been accused of abuse. And so we've been able to represent both people on both sides, and we're happy and ready to help you navigate that next step if that comes up.
And of course, we have this wonderful fundraiser, Dog Days of Summer, which we've been talking about to help the Montgomery County Humane Society. There are lots of ways to help, so go to our website to find out more information, including to maybe buy from Big Bad Wolf, our provider. You can purchase things online, put in the promo code ZFamily, and 15%, I believe, of that purchase will go to help dogs. You can also directly donate and let us know that you've done that so that we can match your donation up to $2,500.
That's right. Thank you.
Thank you so much.